There we go. Welcome in, peeps. It's the Slimming Superfoods Masterclass. I'm Dr. Living Good. So good to have you. False start getting out of the gates there. Stream misfired. No worries. We're live. You're here. We're on. I'm ready. Researched up. Dialed in. How do we melt fat away? How do we not toxify ourselves in the process? How can we use everyday foods that have incredible powers within them, use them properly, eat them properly to lay out a slimming superfood master plan for you? We're going to do it right here to put it together to melt fat loss before the summer or whatever you're watching this in the future. So good to have you. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I will say, while I was waiting for the mishaps out of the gates, Lori wins the best place for viewing today. She's on a cruise ship watching the Slimming Superfoods Masterclass. I saw your comment, Lori. We are all jealous. Welcome in. Coaches, please let me know in the background if we got everything squared away. I know we had to do a little bit of a reset there. And with the stream misfiring, we'll get it taken care of. Here's my advice for you. If you are viewing just on Facebook or just on YouTube, come on in to the live room. The live room is where you will get all the access for today. Let me show you it. It is a simple unlock. The first time you land on the Slimming Superfoods resource page, you will see this image, but the first time you do it, you're going to get your access via email. So you just simply unlock it with an email, and it's going to take you straight to that resource page. This is where all of the replays will be. This is where your resources, a recipe guide, bonus trainings, all of that's going to be right on that page. So, got mine refreshed here. Let me show you, take you back. There it is. So we can see our live training is going to be right there. And then down below it, we're going to have the replays of everything that's coming at you. Day 1 is today. Day 2 is going to be next Friday. And we're going to have some bonus trainings I'm going to talk about in a little bit. There's some free gifts there for you. This will be the place for all things Slimming Superfoods. So it simply unlocks with an email, and you should be able to view that. They've got it updated now. If you were not seeing the proper video and the live, you can simply refresh the page and it'll show everything. So this is ground zero. So you can see there's the chat where I'll be answering questions live later on today. We've got replays. So if you catch something, want to rewatch it, there's going to be a lot of material later in the day. You've got all of your bonus free gifts. If you hit that button, it takes you down to them. Okay, you can join our next upcoming challenge to implement all of this for $1. You've got our app to help identify quality foods. That's a free resource. And we've got a cookbook for you and a couple extra videos down below it. So this page is loaded. This is ground zero. I highly recommend. Come on in. Simple email unlock the first time that you land on it, and that will unlock it. Coaches, everything is updated with the link. Marketing, you can just blame it on Dr. Living Good. I'll take it. I'll take all that. They're on it. They're all over it. That team in the background. Stream misfired, but you just got to take responsibility. I'll take it. I will take the L on that one. Everyone was well prepared and a little misfire out of the gates. Welcome in. So great to have you. Little dude, Egg in Pennsylvania. Jenny tuning in from Oklahoma. Good morning in Wisconsin, Elaine. So great to have you. Toledo, Ohio. Hello there, Susan. Jackie tuning in from Long Island. Great to have you. Where's Lori now? Because I want to know how the cruise ship is going. Like, Lori, where are we headed today? Right? You're somewhere in the Caribbean, she said, and she's just tuning in. Oh, it's so good. If you're having any kind of viewing issues on the resource page or on the any channel, just go ahead and refresh it. We had to refresh the link out of the gates. We're going to start in just a moment. I want to give it a minute, everyone, to dive in. If you have not clicked on that resource page, what it'll get you is you enter your email. You're going to get all the replays, all the bonuses. So there's an app, there's the next challenge, there's a recipe guide, there's the bonus trainings, there's the live trainings. There's so much going on for that page. I'll be referencing multiple times through day 1 today, day 2 next Friday, and throughout getting all these replays and all the resources of putting into this. This is what you have all asked for. We've done multiple surveys. I want to burn fat. I want to lose weight is overwhelmingly the response. Now, there's some of you that maybe don't want to get the pounds off. These are still insanely nutritious foods that keep one fit. And these are the ones we're going to pour into. Be putting more of these into your body, the research behind it, as opposed to a toxin, which we'll talk about out of the gates. Canada's in the house. South Dakota, Tennessee. First time here, Portia, so good to have you. How many other first timers do we have? You've never joined a masterclass? These are, instead of me, in the lab, in the filming studio, I used to do it in my basement years ago where I would just film these by myself. I started actually putting these masterclasses together live so we can have interaction between sessions. I can give you bonus resources. We can immediately ask questions. This production then lives on to help hundreds of millions of people now. I just found out yesterday, just on YouTube alone, of how many people have touched our videos and our resources. Over 100 million. It's crazy. Really crazy. So, welcome in. First masterclass, first timer here. Susan, good to have you. So, I put a lot of energy into them. You guys give me a lot of energy to be able to learn together. And then this is going to be, when we jump into this training, the training is going to be sharp. I'm going to give you some very clear action steps, bonus resources to be diving into to take it much further if you so choose. Kind of bring this thing all together. And then part 2 is going to be next week, where we're dialing in on very practical ways that you can implement a few of these foods into your everyday life and use them daily. Because I just find if it's just too overwhelming, like we're going to go through a lot of different foods, you don't have to eat them all. You just got to find that one step that gets you success. That's what we're after. Yeah, so good to have you. All right. Been following for years, but time to get plugged in. Jessica, I like your name, by the way. Good to have you. Jackie's tuning in from heaven, aka Iowa. How is heaven doing today there, Jackie? I like it. First masterclass, good stuff. All right, coaches, give me a heads up. Are we good to go? Resource pages, any details I need to hit, common questions, something someone's struggling over, please let me know that. If you haven't had a chance, jump into the resource room. It's a simple email unlock. It will get you the details throughout this week, next week, everything in between, replays, recipe guides, bonus trainings, and resources as we go, all unlocked right on that page. So very crucial, very important. The team put a lot of time into it, but it just consolidates everything into just one simple place. Huge free resource for you, including a free app that you can scan everything at the grocery store to know if it's Dr. Living Good approved or not. You can join the next challenge for $1 that's coming up. This is where you implement all of this and actually get the fat burning going, as well as a recipe guide and several other resources I'm going to be touching on as we teach here. All right, coaches are typing. We're getting ready to go. A little sip of coffee. You guys ready? Give me a ready. Give me a ready if you're ready to dive in to the training. Resource page is good to go. Facebook, welcome in. If you're still tuning in over there, make sure you hit the resource page. Good morning, Shirley in California. Rebecca in Connecticut. Make sure you've jumped into that. Vicky, been here for several years. This is not your first rodeo here. Not your first masterclass. All right, Penny, good to have you. As long as you've registered on that resource page and be getting all the resources and the follow-up and the replays, we're ready. All right, let's do this. So good to have you. All right, it's Dr. Living Good. Let's go, says the coaches. Let's go. All right, this is Slimming Superfoods. All fresh, all revamped. If you've caught some of the other resources in previous years, can't wait to share this with you. Let's get some context out of the gates. I'm gonna switch into studio mode, okay? And I'll be back to answer questions on everything that we just taught after this session. So glad you're here. This is Slimming Superfoods 2026. Let's go. Let's go. All right, here we go. Welcome into Slimming Superfoods, the best superfoods that suppress appetite and drive weight loss. We're going to cover these incredible foods that fill you up, make you more regular, energize your cells and your body so you have more to give each day, and slim the waistline by burning up visceral fat first and helping support your liver to melt it off the rest of your body. These are the foods that do it. You can do it with shortcuts. You can do it with toxins. I'm going to show you in a moment why that is a bad idea long term, but short term, it can get you results. I always say, and Nurse Living Good cringes at it a touch, we don't want lighter caskets at the end of the day. We want healthy people. How can you healthily, we'll go with it, healthily lose weight, slim down, but you become healthy and the weight comes off. You don't lose weight and then become a healthy person. I have multiple family members, multiple people I know using the shortcuts, the injections. They're losing weight, but are they adding days, months, years of life to their overall quality of what they're chasing and their purpose? I don't blame them though. Look at the stats, showed this many times, BMI charts, what we're dealing with overweight, obesity, compared to where normal range is. There's a lot of implications. This isn't a perfect way to measure, but you can take a look at your height down below and you follow it up to your weight up above. And when you start crossing into yellow or into pink, it's a problem. If you're 200 pounds and 5'6", we've got issues there for the liver, for the heart, excess weight on the body for the joints, accelerating breakdown, accelerating arthritises, compromising the immune system. It's tied into every form of cardiac disease, of driving diabetes, type 2, liver failure is skyrocketing faster than any other condition on the planet. Compromised liver, fatty liver, it's driven by choices of hand to mouth. And we're gonna break this down today, so this is just a little bit of a wake-up call of like, if I'm dipping into these, they are direct complications, not with just your waistline, but with your longevity. And we don't want to just get you skinnier. We want more fit, more health. You don't lose weight and then get healthy. You get healthy and you lose weight. You don't lose weight and get healthy. You get healthy and then you lose weight. But shortcuts are tempting, aren't they? You've seen these, GLP-1s, Ozempic, Wegovy, Trulicity, how these work in the body. Is when a person eats a meal, you start eating, there's a cascade of hormones that happen inside of your body, including one called GLP-1. It is released to aid food absorption and digestion in your gut. So really what we're going to focus on with Slimming Superfoods is improve the environment, the status, the mechanism, the efficiency, the effectiveness of your gut. Food does that. Food also destroys it, the wrong types. We're going to talk about them. So as food gets broken down in your gut, glucose, sugars, and other molecules get released into the digestive tract, starting getting absorbed in the digestive tract. GLP-1 gets released from the intestines at this point. Levels of the hormones rise slowly and then spike to signal I'm full. So it sends a message back to the brain at this point. Okay, we can dial in a little bit closer here so you can see this. It sends a message back to the brain at this point to say, I'm full, I don't need any more, and then you stop eating. So it's suppression. This is what the power of these medications do. The brain says stop eating, signals the person to be full, and they stop eating, so you're eating less, telling us we have a massive overconsumption problem. A lot of the fake foods, processed foods, lack of quality foods are tricking your body into eating more, selling more. And so you're overeating, overconsuming at the wrong time of day with the wrong type of foods in the wrong amounts. That is the root cause of this. And I'm in firm belief if we don't fix the roots, it doesn't matter what we do to the fruits. If we don't fix the roots, we've got sick branches. If we don't fix the roots, we've got a sick trunk. If we don't fix the foundation, the cause, then we've got issues growing healthy fruit. If we just alter the fruit, alter the branches, alter the flowers, alter the leaves, we're not getting to the true cause of the issue. And I believe you're the type of person that believes that too. That's why you're here. And if you're on one of these, I'm not judging you, but they made a synthetic version of the GLP-1 to mimic this in your gut to make you feel full. It also suppresses multiple organs. It also suppresses mental function. It also suppresses things like sex drive. So it's suppressing a lot of cravings going on in the system synthetically. What we're want to talking about is how do we eat foods that make that naturally to make you more full faster, eat less, long-term, slimming up. If we synthetically put it in, there's consequences with your gastrointestinal starting with. Nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, abdominal pain. This is a really common one that in threads behind the scene, everyone taking this is talking about. Because we're not properly supporting the gut to move fiber through it, to move foods through it, to get nutrients absorbed. We got a lot of irritation. A lot of irritations. Increases in cancer risks. There's a lot of glycemic problems. If we don't fix your sensitivity to insulin, your sensitivity to sugar, your sugar problem over time, how your body manages that energy, we've got major issues with the pancreas long term. We've got major issues with weight and liver health and heart health long term. Facially, we're seeing sagging, we're seeing depletion, we're seeing in the arms, right? That things start to slim down here, but you're getting sarcopenia, you're losing muscle along the way. How do we maintain physique while slimming you down? Because I can get you skinnier, but did you lose a lot of muscle in the process? That's what I've seen with people that I know taking this, is we're losing fat, but we're losing muscle at the same time, and we don't want to trade those off. We want to keep the muscle, keep the fitness, keep the metabolism ramped up, and get rid of the fat at the same time. There's renal issues, kidney problems. We don't need more of those. There's rashes and itchiness and skin blemishes. It's a lot of strain on the pancreas. There's allergic and immune response. There's a direct increase in heart rate, which long-term wears your heart out faster. And there's musculoskeletal issues, increasing fracture risks, because we're trading off melting some fat for actually having strong muscles, strong bones, and working our way into fitness and stressing our system in a healthy way by supporting it nutritionally. So this is where I have a problem. I don't want to trade off toxicity and side effects just to get the scale to move. I really feel that you're here because you believe that, and you don't want to have to rely on one of those. No judgment for people that are, no judgment to my family or friends that I know that have taken it. They have lost weight, but the common thread is it comes back as soon as it stops. But what are we gonna do? Take this the rest of our lives? We're getting that toxicity compounded day after day. Newsflash, none of those medications and injections were ever studied for longer than a few months to know what does it do to a human being when we take it long term. So let's go dig in the soil. Let's dig in the soil. Let's fix the roots. Let's fix the quality of where your trees are sprouting up. Love this analogy. I've been teaching it for 15 years. Let's dig down in the nutrients and the quality in the soil that can fertilize, that can nourish your tree to grow in a healthy manner and produce fruit. No shortcuts. We're not injecting the fruit. We're not injecting the flowers. We want to get to the cause. So that's just a little bit of a background of what goes on in there. Now, there are absolutely some foods you can avoid. In fact, there's 13 of them that were listed and studied as the absolute worst. If eating those 13 will set you back the opposite direction, I would start there as a good next step after today's training. We're going to go through the foods that stimulate GLP-1 in a similar manner to those medications. Is it tit for tat? Am I saying throw out all the drugs? No, I'm just saying there are absolutely foods that do a very similar thing as what we are seeing right here. Without being synthetic and causing side effects, they're actually very nourishing for you. So we're going to focus on those today, but I did a whole training as a bonus for you. 13 foods. Number one is so interesting. Number one is so good. I really enjoy them, but I just can't bring myself to do it because I know what it does to destroying your insulin response, and it just is air you're eating in your body. Like your body, it's like it doesn't make you feel full. You just want to eat 3 of them in one sitting. So I made that training, okay? It is the 13 foods to avoid if you want to lose belly fat. So as a bonus to you, please don't go there right now and miss the training that we're currently on, okay? But as a bonus to you, I've put these right over on, let me see if I can grab this. There it is, on your resource page. Okay, so right on your resource page, if you just scroll down below, so you want to go to this, if you haven't gone to this, you're watching on YouTube, watching on Facebook, land on this page. It's going to ask you to register. You simply unlock it with your email. And just below this video, there is a giant bonus training right here. This is a 2-hour training to go deep, step 1, into the worst foods to eat. Step number 2 is this is going to take you into suppressing appetite for maximum fat loss. So a whole other angle on this training to show you. So this bonus training is there. My gift to you, this isn't found elsewhere. It's not even in our members area, but that bonus training right there is for you guys to really dig into 13 different foods, most of them different from what we're going to talk about today. So that bonus training gift for you. If you want to know the foods that you shouldn't eat, watch that. If you want to know some additional foods on top of what we're going to talk about today, make sure and watch that. So all a huge advantage of that resource page, a bonus 2-hour training already there for you, okay? Already big bonus training, really powerful one. That one's helped a lot of people already. Now, let's get into our new one, okay? So you've got your resource page. You've got that masterclass bonus, 2-hour bonus for you right there. Dig into that, utilize those gifts, make sure you're on that resource page. All brand new, all fresh. What are some of the foods that are better than Ozempic? And when I say that, I'm not just comparing them like you take this, you take an injection, who loses more weight, right? I'm saying, well, if I lost less weight, but I did it naturally, and I didn't create any side effects, I lost more weight on the drug, but it created a bunch of side effects. Which one's better, right? That's the perspective I'm looking at. So these things really start to aid if combined with the overall solid approach. I'm going to bring all that together for you at the end of the top 4 steps that I think you should be taking right now if you want to slim up fast. But we're going to talk about these foods because they're so powerful. So let's dive in, shall we? Let's get into these new ones and the new research that I've been doing so you don't have to rely on a toxic alternative is what I would call that. The normal approach would be to eat real food. The alternative would be to rely on a toxin. And I know some people have had to do that, no judgment, but we still, even if you're taking those, have to eat nutritious, good, solid foods. Why not eat the ones that help you slim down so that you can fuel your cells and fuel your life so you don't develop disease over time? Because even if you're skinny, you can still be very, very sick. So we want healthy, fit people. That's what I'm after. Here we go. What if you could get the benefits of a drug like Ozempic without the shot or the side effects? The truth is, when you eat the right foods, your body can make GLP-1 all by itself. That's the same hormone that drugs like Ozempic are designed to mimic. But unfortunately, most people are eating in a way that keeps this hormone very low. So in this right now, I'm going to show you 10 foods that help your body raise GLP-1 naturally without a $300 injection. We're going to talk about how to use each food the right way, and then the mistakes people make that prevent them from getting results. And then stick around all the way to the end because I saved some of the most surprising foods for very last. And these may not accelerate your weight as fast as an injection would, but long-term when used and you're raising your GLP-1s without any side effects on your liver, on your pancreas, on your digestive tract, You win long term because you don't just get skinny, we also get healthier. You don't lose weight and then get healthy. You get healthy and then you lose weight, and the right foods is the place to start. So to start with the foods, I'm going to show you a food that triggers more GLP-1 than almost anything else you can eat. Most people have no idea. When you think about fat loss, fat is probably the last thing you want to add to your plate. Like, we've kind of been trained, avoid fat over time so I don't have more fat. But there is one fat that actually tells your body to stop being hungry and start burning stored fat. And it's extra virgin olive oil. When you consume real extra virgin olive oil, not only does your gut release a big wave of GLP-1, it also lowers ghrelin. Ghrelin is a little gremlin inside of you that wants to eat more. It's the hormone that makes you feel hungry. So you're getting a double benefit with olive oil. More of the hormone that says stop eating, less of the hormone that says keep eating. On top of that, olive oil contains a fat called oleic acid, and it helps your body produce OEA. It's a natural signal that helps tell your brain you've had enough food. So olive oil is a triple threat when it comes to hunger and fat loss. Now here's the key. It has to be extra virgin. Regular olive oil or light olive oil has been refined and then it's stripped of the polyphenols that make this whole thing work. Plus, a lot of the cheap olive oil on store shelves is cut with seed oils. Seed oils are added in. It's not truly extra virgin. So look for a harvest date on the bottle, a certification seal. Ideally, you want it single country of origin, single source, not a blend of multiple locations, like just one, like California, like just one place of origin. So they're not mixed in. There's not something else sliding in, pun intended, to your olive oil. We just want one good pure. Ideally, we want to get it cold pressed, extra virgin, and organic. I like to see it in a dark glass bottle. That's even better because light can start to break down the good stuff, the polyphenols, over time. As for how much, about 1 to 2 tablespoons per day is a solid starting point. The easiest way to use it is to pour it over a salad, drizzle it over the top of vegetables or maybe your morning eggs, or add it to a bowl of some protein. You're having chicken, you can add it into meals pretty easily. You can cook with it too. Don't go too hot with it. Medium heat, light heat, if you're going to cook with it, so you don't break down the polyphenols. You can take it straight. It's just not, to me, as much of a natural thing. Like, I don't think, 1,000 years ago, they're just like shooting olive oil. Like, we're drizzling it on food. We're using it in things. But if you have to get it in, you can take it, and it kind of burns a little bit. Regardless of how you eat it, make sure you're replacing other low-quality fats with it. Use extra virgin olive oil to replace seed oils. Bottled dressings. That's what's getting you, that's what's keeping that fat on, clogging up that liver, making you go the opposite of slimming down. Margarine. Other low-quality fats that you have in the side of your fridge door, this is where olive oil starts to replace it. So you're lessening the bad stuff, increasing the good. Number 2, next. I'm going to show you a spice that triggers GLP-1 at a cellular level, the same way that the pharmaceutical drug would. It's one of the most overlooked foods on the list. I'm talking about turmeric, and the active compound in it is called curcumin. Curcumin directly stimulates the cells in your gut that produce the GLP-1. It's one of the few natural compounds that's been shown to do this in a lab with the same kind of potency that you typically only see with a medication. It also appears to help your body grow more of these GLP-1 producing cells over time, which means the longer you use it, the better your body gets at making GLP-1 on its own. Now here's the catch most people don't know about. Curcumin on its own has a really terrible time getting absorbed. Your body barely takes it in. But when you pair it with an emulsified form, when you pair it with fats, the absorption jumps dramatically. Now, some people pair it with pepper or piperine. I do not subscribe to that. I do not advise that. Why? The piperine, the black pepper, is just used as an abrasive. It scuffs the inside linings of your digestive tract so you can absorb more. Kind of like scuffing something before you paint it so it soaks in more. That's what pepper, I don't need to scuff. There's a way superior way to use it, and that's through using an emulsified version. So you can actually take a very low amount of turmeric, 40 times less. It absorbs 40 times or more better in an emulsified form than powdered turmeric by itself. Now, it doesn't mean you can't use powdered turmeric in your cooking and your smoothies and that's fantastic. It's just hard. Like, you'd have to take a couple of grams of it to get the impact. And then longer term, some people are like, my doctor said don't take that much, or my doctor, don't advise, don't take huge amounts of it. Well, you don't have to do any of that to get the benefits of the curcumin. You just need an emulsified version, and you can just take, I just take a couple 100 milligrams a day. That's it. 200 milligrams a day of an emulsified turmeric attached and blended with fat, so it's got a great delivery absorption system. So as far as how you use it, like I said, you can cook with the turmeric powder. It's great for scrambled eggs or soups or stir fries or roasted vegetables. Half a teaspoon to a full teaspoon, that's plenty in a meal. So an emulsified version, though, if you want it easy for the turmeric to get it in. We want a clean source, no fillers, no artificial ingredients. Let's go to number 3. The next food is one that doesn't just trigger GLP-1, not one time, but it keeps triggering your body to release it for hours after you eat it. So this next food doesn't just trigger GLP-L once. This next food doesn't trigger GLP-1 just once. It triggers it multiple times after you eat it. Most people have eaten it 1,000 times and never experienced the benefits just because you're using the wrong kind. And the food I'm going to talk about is actually oats and barley. Now, this food used to drive me crazy as I spoke at hundreds of churches and corporations and all around my area and all around my state and around the country when I was practicing as a doctor. Now I took it online, and I would always get the oatmeal question. And I'm like, gosh, why are we focused just on, it's got a lot of carbohydrates associated with it, especially if you eat the wrong kind. But if you eat the right kind, it's actually loaded with a lot of fibers. Now, this isn't probably the first food I would start with, because I think most of us need to curb carbohydrates down in order to stimulate proper insulin, blood sugar management in our body, because we just get way too much. But this is a powerful food because of the fibers that are in the full, real form. Now, before you skip ahead, right, she's just like, okay, I can't eat that because of the carbohydrates, and you're thinking oatmeal, and you're thinking maybe that's kind of boring, hear me out on it, because most people have no idea what the food is actually capable of. Oats and barley contain a type of fiber called beta-glucan. I'm a huge fan of beta-glucan. Beta-glucan mixes with liquid inside of your stomach, and it forms a thick gel. That gel slows your digestion. That gel slows your digestion down. And that's the key, because the longer the food sits in your gut, the more GLP-1 your body puts out. Now, here's the part that really caught my attention when it comes to oatmeal and oats and beta-glucan when I first heard it. What you eat for breakfast changes how your body responds to lunch and every meal after that. People who eat oats or barley in the morning show up to their next meal less hungry even hours later. So this could be a tool if you really struggle, it's like midday and you're just starving, and then you make bad choices over your lunch break, just kind of whatever's accessed, whatever's quick, whatever's easy, you're not really on the go. You may need to not fast or go really light in the morning. You want to get breakfast right. It's going to be one of my keys for you if you follow me along enough. But people who eat oats or barley, that next meal isn't so hangry. So this one food helps your hormones work for you really the rest of the day. Now let me tell you exactly how to use it, because this is where people mess it up. First, instant oats are not the same thing. And that's a lot of what I got asked about when I used to speak a lot. They've been processed down so much that they digest very similar to sugar inside the body. Blood sugar spikes, you crash, you're hungry again in no time, and you get almost none of the slow GLP-1 release. Instead, you want steel cut oats or rolled oats. Steel cut's the best because it's the least processed. Rolled oats still work though. If you can find barley, it's actually even a little bit better. But I usually stick with like a rolled oat or a steel cut. The barley has more beta glucan per serving, so you get a stronger GLP-1 effect. For quality, this is very important. Go organic and make sure it says non-GMO on the bag or the container. We do not want genetically modified crops that have been sprayed heavily with pesticides or herbicides. We want to make sure that we remove that toxicity so we can get the benefits, and then keep your portion down. A lot of times we just have the portion of the size of our bowl. You ever realize that? Like as a kid eating cereal, I would just have the Tupperware bowl. So my serving size was like, so make a smaller bowl and you'll have a smaller amount. And then if you can get the oats sprouted, that's a really good option. It makes more nutrients pop out for your body to absorb. But that serving size is key. About a half a cup dry is one serving for oats or barley that you'd want to have. So that's like a handful. It'll expand to about a cup once it's cooked, which is a good sized bowl. Okay, but gauge it on what you make it beforehand. Don't let your eyes do it. This is something I'm guilty of like, my portion size gets big really fast. If steel cuts oats, it takes too long to make on a weekday, you're in a rush, make up a big batch on Sunday and keep it in the fridge. This is one of my favorites. And you can even warm it up in a couple of minutes. But a food like that, some of the starches and carbohydrates inside of the oats begin to change to resistant forms. So you actually get less of a carbohydrate and sugar hit when they're stored in the fridge overnight. And I love overnight oats. If you haven't tried them, they're incredible. I mix mine with grass-fed collagen. Ours has a monk fruit in it, and that blend with some coconut milk, incredible. It's like dessert for breakfast. Now, the other big mistake people make is they load their oatmeal up, brown sugar, honey, maple syrup, dried fruit. This is why I make mine with that monk fruit and collagen mix, because those things, they spike your blood sugar. And then it cancels out the benefit of the slow digesting benefit of the oats with the GLP-1 effect that it has in the first place. So instead, build your bowl around fat and protein. As I said, stir in some coconut milk, right, or coconut oil, right, when you make the overnight oats. Add in collagen or clean protein powder, make sure it's grass-fed, with a little bit of monk fruit sweetener so it's got a nice sweetened taste. Throw in some nuts, walnuts, good for the brain, pumpkin seeds, amp up your zinc and your magnesium to start the day. And then if you want a little sweetness or a little something else on the side, some fresh berries, maybe a dash of cinnamon, that helps support your blood sugar levels. That combination of fiber and fat and protein turns a simple bowl of oats into a real GLP-1 meal that keeps you full and burning through the morning. So for my hangry people, you could comment hangry in the comments below. By lunchtime, you're making some bad choices midday in your workday because you messed up breakfast. That one could change the game. Number 4, most people only reach for this next food when they have an upset stomach or maybe they have a cold. But what's happening inside your gut when you eat it goes way beyond just settling some nausea. Your gut really likes this one in multiple ways. I'm talking about ginger. Ginger contains a compound called gingerol. And gingerol does 2 things that matter for fat loss. First, triggers your body to produce more GLP-1. Second, it lowers the level of an enzyme called DPP4. You'll have to memorize that one. Your body uses this to quickly break GLP-1 down. So you're making more of the hormone and it's then lasting longer in your system. That's the same dual approach that some diabetes medications cause in your body. And you're getting it from a root that you can buy at the grocery store. Now, for how to use ginger, this becomes a little bit tricky because it's very potent, right? My little one loves ginger, loves things ginger. She's had a couple like ginger sparkling waters and she's like into it right now. But fresh ginger is always the best option, one you could grate really easily. You want just like a 1-inch piece if you're using it fresh per day. That's like the size of your thumb from the tip to the knuckle, okay? That little piece. You could juice it. Easiest thing is to peel it, slice it thin, and then steep it in some hot water. About 10 minutes, it creates a ginger tea. Excellent way to have it. You could drink that first thing in the morning or before a meal. So I think this is an advice for someone that if you are like nauseous and the digestive system's just off and you want to slim down, this might be one to add to your morning. You can grate fresh ginger, put it in stir fries, put it in soups, put it in smoothies. Adds a nice little kick, and then you get the full benefit of the ginger roll. Okay, now there's one tip that a lot of people miss. Ginger pairs really nicely with turmeric. And they come from the same plant family, and they work through similar pathways. So if you're already using turmeric, adding ginger on top of it could boost the overall effect. Simple morning drink with some hot water, some fresh turmeric or powdered turmeric, some powdered ginger or fresh ginger, either one. We'll squeeze a lemon. Be one of the easiest ways to support GLP-1 first thing in the morning, especially if you need that digestive calm. That could be for you. Again, you don't have to implement all of these, but you pick the one that's right for you, sounds the best for you. Let's go to number 5. I want to show you a food that helps protect GLP-1 in your body. The amount of GLP-1 that your body's already making, this protects it. Because like we just talked about, one of the reasons GLP-1 does not last very long is that your body breaks it down really fast. Garlic has a natural compound in it that help keep your body from burning up all the GLP-1 so quickly. So when you eat garlic regularly, more of the GLP-1 that you're producing from other foods on this list get a chance to do its job. Now, the most important part and the most important thing about garlic is it has to be prepared the right way or you lose the benefits pretty quickly. The active compound in garlic is called allicin. And allicin only forms when you crush it or when you chop the garlic. And then you let it sit for a little bit. That kind of lets it marinate and ferment. And you do this by, if you're using it to cook, just chop the garlic first and then get everything else prepared and then put it in. That helps the enzymes activate and create the allicin. Now, if you skip that step and you just throw chopped garlic straight into something that's hot, a hot pan, the heat can start to destroy the enzyme before it does its work. So crush it or mince it, set it aside for a bit on the cutting board, prep everything else, then add it to your cooking. As for how much, 2 to 3 cloves a day is a really good target. That might be a lot. I think Nurse Living Good would be a little upset for me on this one, okay? But you can toss them in so many different things. Stir fries, anything we're cooking, like stovetop, we try to add some to it. Anything we're grilling, we add some to it. Even if it's powdered garlic, right? We're still getting some benefits if it was organic and non-irradiated when it was turned into powder. Soups, roasted vegetables, salad dressings. You can even mince them raw or mix them into a guacamole or a dip that you're making. Raw garlic is the most potent. But if the taste is way too strong, which it is for a lot, lightly cooking it after that 10-minute rest gives solid benefits. So go organic when you can. Try to avoid anything that's been highly irradiated or any of the pre-minced jars that maybe have a bad oil or some kind of preservative in it. You would really want that to just be raw garlic if you're going to use that. The best is going to be fresh. And then those fresh bulbs, those are the way to go. If you want to implement a bit more garlic in, GLP-1 likes it. Number 6, I want to show you a food that doesn't just affect the meal you eat it with, it changes how your body responds to the next meal as well. Similar to what oatmeal has as an effect, but this one can be used more for lunch or dinner. And that food is lentils. That food is lentils. Researchers call this the second meal effect. Lentils are one of the best foods in the world for triggering it. When you eat them, you get a combination of plant protein and a special type of fiber that your body doesn't fully digest. That undigested fiber travels to your lower gut. As you know, that takes hours to get down there. And that's where bacteria ferment, and it produces compounds that directly trigger GLP-1. Now here's what makes lentils different from a lot of other high fiber foods. That fermentation process is slow. It keeps going for hours. So when you sit for your next meal, your GLP-1 levels are already elevated before you even take the first bite. That's why I tell people, if you're going to add one thing to your dinner plate, make it lentils, make it higher fiber foods. Now, beans can have similar effects as well, but lentils is really where it maxes out, because they just don't just help you at dinner, they help you at breakfast the next morning. Lentils are also one of the easiest foods to prepare. Unlike most beans, you don't need to soak them overnight. Red lentils, they cook in 15 to 20 minutes and basically melt into whatever you're making. So they're great in soups, they're great in stews. Green and brown lentils hold their shape a lot better, and then they take 25 to 30 minutes to make. That makes them really good for salads or some kind of bowl as a base of a bowl. A good serving is about a half a cup dry, which cooks up to roughly a cup after you make it. You can make a big pot of lentil soup at the beginning of the week and then eat it, as a side for several days as your meals or as your meal. You can throw in olive oil. You can throw in garlic. You can throw in turmeric. Now we're stacking multiple GLP-1s in one bowl. So for quality, look for organic when you can to avoid pesticides, avoid herbicides, and they're perfectly affordable too. That's what I like about it, even in the organic form. Now, if you're worried about digestive comfort, start with red lentils first. They're way easier on the stomach, and then start to work your way up. Like if you have a lot of lower intestinal bloating, we want to fix that. We need to reintroduce foods that do this fermentation of these lentils will help it, but ease into it so you don't over bloat or over disrupt. You can't fix that bloating and that digestive distress too quickly. We want to add them in slowly and work your way up. 7, I want to talk to you about a food, one of the only ones on this entire list that's been tested in a real clinical trial, specifically measuring its effects on GLP-1. Most people think of mushrooms as a pizza topping or something that you throw into a stir fry. Most people think of mushrooms as a pizza topping or something that you throw into stir fry for flavor. But certain types of mushrooms contain a unique fiber that your body responds to in a powerful way. When researchers gave people with blood sugar issues a meal with a specific kind of mushroom, their GLP-1 levels came back 17% higher than when they ate the exact same meal without it. And the GLP-1 benefit kept climbing even 3 hours after the meal, long after you'd expect it to wear off. So what kind of mushrooms should you eat? The mushroom that seem to work the best are oyster mushrooms and shiitake mushrooms. Oyster and shiitake. Both are loaded with fiber that feeds your gut bacteria in a way that keeps GLP-1 production going well past the meal. Now, the great thing about mushrooms is how easy they are to work into your meals. Nurse Living Good isn't a huge fan of them, but we started to work them in, and now she can incorporate some of them. Saute a handful of sliced mushrooms with some garlic, use some olive oil, have a little GLP-1 boost in multiple levels. You can do it as a side dish. We regularly do that when we're cooking and grilling foods. You can do soups, scrambled eggs, similar texture, stir fries on top of a salad. As far as how much you need, About a cup of sliced mushrooms per day is a really big serving. Okay, you can even go half cup. Just one good handful. If you can't find oyster mushrooms or shiitake at your grocery store, even the regular white button mushrooms contain some of the same beneficial fiber. So I'll eat them whole, right? I'll dip them kind of like you dip a vegetable, hummus or a ranch. They're even good that way if you're a mushroom lover. I know not everyone is. So don't skip this one just because you can't find the exact kind, right? Use them if you got them. Fresh is always best instead of the canned ones. When you're buying them, look for mushrooms that are firm and dry, not slimy and wrinkled. Get them organic if you can. They're like sponges. They just soak up everything. They absorb whatever's put on them, whatever's in the soil. So there's a lot of chemicals in the soil. They're going to absorb them. So I always try to get them organic. Number 8, this next food works differently from everything else on the list. Instead of triggering GLP-1 directly, it feeds a specific strain of gut bacteria that does it for you. The bacteria is called Akkermansia, and researchers have found that people who are naturally lean tend to have a much higher level of it. Meanwhile, people who struggle with their weight tend to have less. So when Akkermansia thrives inside of your gut and this bacteria is being produced, it produces a protein that lands directly on your GLP-1 producing cells, and then it tells them to release the hormones. One of the best foods for feeding Akkermansia is asparagus. Asparagus is loaded with a prebiotic fiber called inulin. Inulin is basically the preferred food source for Akkermansia and other beneficial bacteria inside of the gut. And the more that you feed them, the more they grow and the more GLP-1 support that you get over time. Now, this isn't one of those instant result foods. It's more of a long game. It's a side you can add in once or twice each week. There are certainly other foods that contain a lot of inulin as well, but asparagus is one of them as a preferred side. But if you're eating the other foods on this list and then you want to strengthen their impact as a long game to produce more GLP-1 from the inside out and actually fix your own GLP-1 deficiency, this is how you do it. If you want to start working them into your diet, about 6 to 8 spears per serving is a really good target. Roasting them is the easiest way and tastiest option for them. You can also steam them. You could grill them too. You could saute them with some garlic and some olive oil. When buying it at the store, look for fresh ones, not canned. Canned asparagus has been heat treated, and then it loses a lot of that prebiotic fiber that makes it work. Also, as with pretty much all the foods we discussed, organic's ideal when you can find it. Firm, bright green stalks. If the tips are mushy or the stalks are really limp, they're probably past their prime. Your kidneys are going to thank you for this one as well because they love it. Number 9. Just like mushrooms, this next one works completely differently from every other food on the list. When I say completely different, I mean it goes from fat loss. When I say completely different, I mean it goes after fat loss through organs. Let me rephrase that. When I say this one works completely different, it goes after fat loss through an organ that most people never even think about. Every other food we've talked about today works in your gut. Fiber slows digestion. Polyphenols in the olive oil hit your gut cells. And then GLP-1 gets released. That's how most of this stuff works. But moringa goes somewhere else entirely. It goes to your liver. Here's why that matters. Right now, your liver is manufacturing brand new glucose and dumping it into your bloodstream. That's the process of gluconeogenesis, taking me back to my doctorate school days of studying the entire biochemical process of gluconeogenesis in your body. And the liver is a huge part of it. It's one of the main reasons people hit a wall with fat loss. They eat less, they exercise more, their frustration goes higher, but their liver just keeps making sugar to compensate. But moringa contains a unique class of compounds called isothiocyanates, and it helps shut that process down. These compounds are so specific to moringa that researchers had to create an entirely new name for them. They're not found at this level in any other food. This is probably why moringa is called the miracle tree. So many nutrients, but this powerful one inside of it. Other foods on the list trigger GLP-1 to form in your gut. Moringa is going upstream and cutting off one clogging agent. It's clearing the road before you send the delivery truck to produce more GLP-1. All those GLP-1 foods you're eating work better when the system they run on is in good shape. Moringa helps get it there. Top of that, moringa is one of the most nutrient-dense plants on the planet. 7 times more vitamin C than oranges, 4 times more calcium than milk, 4 times more vitamin A than carrots, 3 times more potassium than bananas, all from the leaves of a single plant. That's why for centuries, traditional healers in Africa and South Asia, they've called moringa the miracle tree. Now, when it comes to using it, you want organic moringa leaf powder, not an extract. The extracts strip out a lot of the whole food compounds that make moringa work. So you want the actual ground up leaf. As for how much, a teaspoon a day is a good start. 100 milligrams, very nice. You can work all the way up to 1,000. I take about 1,200 milligrams per day. So you can work your way up to that tablespoon level as your body adjusts over time. Now, I'll be honest with you, the taste of it is not great on its own. Kind of earthy, a little bit bitter. So the easiest way to take it is to mix it into a smoothie where the flavor gets covered up by other ingredients. You can mix it into soups or salad dressings, or take it in a capsule form. That's how I take it. And then the taste is not a deal breaker. You don't even taste it. So I take about 1,000 milligrams in capsule form, and then I mix a couple others into my coffee and or tea. I take it in the morning to help with morning grinding of the gears, efficiency of burning fat early in the day, or you could take it early afternoon, maybe right when you have that afternoon snack craving, need something sugary, appetite starts to ramp up. So it can be taken at 2 different times of the day, or both. It's not a stimulant, so don't expect the caffeine buzz. It's just more clean, steady energy that helps you feel satisfied, less likely to reach for snacks between meals, and your liver and your cells love it. Let's go to number 10. This next one is another one of the unexpected foods that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And honestly, it might be the most versatile GLP-1 tool on the entire list because it works through 3 different pathways at the same time. I'm talking about matcha green tea. Matcha is a form of green tea, but it's not the same thing as brewing a regular tea bag. With normal green tea, you steep the leaves in hot water and then you throw it out. With matcha, the leaves are ground into a fine powder, so when you drink it, you're consuming the entire leaf. Now that means you're getting roughly 3 times to up to 10 times more of the active compounds that are going to drive the GLP-1 benefits we'll talk about in a moment compared to regular green tea. Now, one of the main compounds is EGCG. You may have heard of this before. Here's why it matters for GLP-1. First, EGCG directly stimulates the cells in your gut to produce GLP-1. Second, EGCG also blocks DPP-4, like we talked about before. The enzyme we talked about earlier that breaks down GLP-1, it blocks that enzyme. So it stays in the system longer. Just like ginger, just like garlic, matcha is both helping your body make GLP-1 and protecting it from being destroyed. But matcha does something else none of the other foods on the list do. It boosts your metabolism through a process called thermogenesis, which is your body's way of burning calories as heat. So if you're getting appetite control from GLP-1, you're keeping that GLP-1 alive longer, and you're also increasing how many calories your body burns while you're doing nothing. That combination makes matcha stand out. Now for how to use it, about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of matcha powder per serving is plenty. Between 1,000 and 2,000 milligrams, 1 to 2 grams. Great spot to be. You can whisk it into hot water, not boiling, just hot, 175 degrees, if you want to be specific. Just before it starts boiling. The boiling can take away some of the nutrient benefits. It can damage some of the EGCG and then make the taste a little more bitter than it needs to be. Now, the Living Good family's favorite way is using some of our vanilla collagen, which has that natural sweetener already associated with it, and it serves kind of the creaminess of a creamer or a milk. So we use hot water, that protein powder, the matcha, and then just stir it in together like a latte. You could add in a splash of your favorite milk if you wanted to. That's our favorite way to do it. It's absolutely delicious. Or you can stir it into a smoothie. 1 or 2 cups a day is the target. It does have a little bit of caffeine, not nearly like a coffee, so it's great for morning or a little early afternoon pick-me-up. It has a little bit more caffeine than regular green tea, but a lot less than coffee. So just don't drink it at nighttime, okay? It also contains an amino acid called L-theanine. L-theanine is known for taking that edge off and then helping you get focused, helping you with energy without the jitters. It's a very powerful focus tool. For quality, this is the one where you really want to pay attention. We want to look for it to be organic. This is way more important, in my opinion, than the grade or the price. We do not want to be toxifying ourselves while we're trying to build health. There's very high quality culinary grades or there's ceremonial grades, but we've got to have them organic because we don't have the sprayed toxicity. Remember, you're grinding up that entire leaf and eating it. So we want to make sure there's not those extra metals, residues, pesticides, herbicides. So I'd want it tested to make sure that's the case and organic. So go with that. Just like the olive oil, avoid additives, added sugars, artificial flavors, other fillers. You don't need any of that with it. Just pure matcha, put it into the cup, add in some collagen for your creamer, right? You don't have to mess with milk, some hot water. You can do a splash of your favorite milk if you wanted to. It's absolutely incredible. Now, let me break those down. First, we want a liver supporting diet. The 10 foods that I talked about here are extremely in line with that. And in fact, the moringa is really helping it out along with the turmeric. Removing crap foods, processed foods. Crap is these over-processed carbohydrates. We want real ones with fiber in them. Rancid oils, we talk about, we want things like olive oil. We want to eliminate the artificial ingredients, the preservatives. And we want real proteins, high-quality proteins. Remove crap. If you need help with that, you can grab my free book called Living Good Approved. It breaks it all down and what it does to your liver. You may be skipping some breakfast. Incorporating less consumption is going to help out your GLP-1. You want to cleanse the liver. If it's having a lot of problems, you know you already have fatty liver, you've got extra weight on, you might consider that. You can add in supporting foods like lemons. We want to support the liver. It's driving all of this. We want a fat-burning morning. Fat-burning morning, what does that mean? Well, we want high-intensity, short-duration exercise. We're going to be breathing hard to burn some fat, get the system going. We want to hydrate. Water with lemon. We want the matcha powder, the coffee, maybe some clean grass-fed protein, maybe some clean pasture-raised eggs. Fat-burning morning. Now, if you're struggling with that like mid-morning, super hungry, or really falling off the wagon midday, then that's where we can add in some of the oats, overnight oats. But both of those are very fiber focused. The rolled oats, the overnight oats, are going to have a lot of fiber. Psyllium husk to get more fiber. Chia seeds to get more fiber. Flax to get more fiber. Seeds in general, nuts in general, beans, lentils, fermented foods, leafy greens, broccoli, cucumber, berries. These are all incredible for helping your gut. These drive GLP-1. And then move right after. This is the biggest favor you can do with a big meal at night. Walk. Walk more, move more around your house, but especially after a meal. This formula right here, right? Cutting crap out and supporting your liver, focusing on a fat-burning morning, getting a significant more amount of fiber inside of your diet and walking more, huge slimming implications. This is simple stuff. More fiber, more walking, a proper fat-burning breakfast routine or morning routine, and then just supporting your liver by not completely toxifying it. You can do that. Now, one more big problem remains. This is cleaning up a lot of the diets. We talked a lot about the foods that are really driving this. If you want 13 additional foods, I put a bonus training on your resource page that breaks down 13 foods to avoid, 13 foods to focus on. It'll go even deeper, and you can get more of these fat-burning foods, these fiber-focused foods, and liver-supporting foods. But here's one big issue is everything else you do to your body. This study came out just after I did Slimming Superfoods for the first time last year. This is a study out of Discover Medicine. And it was looking at all the other sources of damage that we take in. Drugs, radiation, pollutants, cigarette smoke, firsthand and secondhand, pesticides. This is why I say organic for some of these nutrients is so important. Mushrooms, soak them up. Moringa, matcha, we've got to get these out. Solvents from our use of our products. Ozone, ischemia, we're not getting enough blood flow. Not enough movement, damaged because of invaders going inside of our body, inflammation that's being driven, mitochondria and energy being damaged. All of this source, right? That's not even including our foods. It's all these exogenous sources that are damaging the cells inside of us that are completely breaking them down. So it really looked at oxidative stress and free radicals, particularly reactive oxygen species, ROSs, and they're such critical contributors to disease, diabetes, cancer, neurodegenerative disorders. That's losing your memory, losing your nerve function. So it looked at the comprehensive breakdown of food was one thing, but then all of these things, what they're doing to a normal healthy cell that's trying to thrive, that's trying to burn fat for fuel, and how these free radicals attack it, damage the cells, and leave the cells in sort of a shattered spot with oxidative stress. So this will begin to support the liver so it can deal with the day in, day out stressors that are coming in. You can lessen it by cleaning up your eating with more fiber and a fat-burning routine in the morning, and moving more helps that ischemic portion. But all these things that are already in there, the drugs, the pollutions, the pesticides, the solvents, the exercise, your body's got to process that. And antioxidants drive it. Now, the unfortunate part is food gives us some, right? Some of these foods are on the list of this training and the bonus training I gave you. Strawberries, sweet potatoes. There's green tea, just green tea, not matcha. Matcha would be 10 times more than that. So it would be approaching coffee. Coffee is the number one source that most Americans or people around the world get. That's our source. Coffee. It's kind of funny because I'm a huge advocate of it and I drink it, but that's really where we get most of our antioxidants because we don't really eat blueberry. When we eat chocolate, it's like Hershey's, not really dark chocolate, and there's just not enough there. Kale, try to throw some of that in our smoothies. We just don't have enough antioxidants going in. Coffee is a huge source. Some people aren't coffee drinkers, right? Green tea has some, but matcha, 10 times more than that even. So coffee and matcha are huge sources. But this is why I really like moringa, because moringa has 92 nutrients in it. 46 of them are antioxidants, 46 different antioxidants. Minerals, non-essential amino acids. It supports 300 different conditions. and has almost all the vitamins found in fruit and vegetables. And in some cases, larger portions. We talked about it. So a very miracle herb to really load up on the nutrients. I think this fills this big antioxidant gap so we can get your cells going back this way towards normal cells by isolating some of these other pollutants and toxins that are going on. We've got a plan for clean up the crap in your diet, putting fat burning morning in place. This is where we got to load up on antioxidants, is my opinion. Giving you a lot of GLP-1 fiber-focused foods. Another one outside of moringa that really does this is the matcha green tea. They did a study on men and looked at when they took, this was like 3 to 4 cups per day, which would be it's a high amount, but the amount of polyphenols, the antioxidants, versus someone that just took corn flour as a placebo for fiber. There's, believe it or not, a lot of the most common fiber nutrients out there is just corn flour. Okay, that up against polyphenols of a matcha tea, 17% higher fat burning. Significant difference. Insulin sensitivity increased 13%. So it's increasing the sensitivity of insulin. This equated to a couple pounds of weight loss. 17% more efficient at doing it. So from a tea perspective, I really like matcha. It increases thermogenesis. We talked about this from EGCG. Your body's ability to burn fat at rest can increase by 35 to 43% depending on your dose. It boosts the metabolism. Multiple studies, like I just showed you, enhancing different enzymes for metabolism. It is a detoxifier. So it is an antioxidant that's going to help eliminate the other toxins coming from other environmental sources. It helps support and boost energy. It's got a little bit of naturally occurring caffeine, but that L-theanine helps you dial in and focus, which makes it an ultimate afternoon pick-me-up. It reduces LDL and cholesterol oxidation. LDL is not your problem, it's the oxidation of cholesterol. It's when an LDL particle has this happen. That is toxic, dangerous LDL, not a normal LDL that builds cells. So it helps prevent that. It enhances fat burning with the study I just showed you by up to 17%. Fat absorption and fat accumulation. It's packed with those EGCGs. EGCG 137 times more than regular green tea. And antioxidants overall, 10 times the more the antioxidants than just drinking regular green tea. It does contain some caffeine. I'm okay with that as far as it helping with the balance of weight loss and stimulating more weight loss in the system. It's super low in calories. It has a stress reduction. And it is known for its beauty benefits because of its detoxifying and antioxidant power. So it's helping the skin and the beauty. So to wrap this all up, I wanted to introduce to you, for the very first time, something that our community has been asking for probably about 3 years now, of a simple way to get in these type of antioxidants in something that you enjoy, that backs up your weight loss goals, and also makes it very simple to have a pick-me-up to help my focus. And maybe you're not a coffee drinker, or maybe you are a coffee drinker and you want to add this into the afternoon. But for the first time, matcha plus moringa. Been working on this one for about a year. Here's your matcha plus moringa. This right here is your, click into it here, make it bigger. Organic sourced matcha green tea packed with antioxidants, clean, sustained energy, packed with the antioxidant support, because you're not only getting the matcha green tea, but you're also getting the moringa. So two of our highest producing foods for mental clarity, for skin, for beauty,
to support those weight loss goals, a really simple daily ritual that I've had, well, I didn't even have it, but Nurse Living Good's been doing this for almost a year. Combining these two antioxidants, it's the first time this has ever been done, where you have an instant scoopable right into hot water, add in some of our collagen protein, our basic, or the one we have with our multivitamin. That's your creamer. Super delicious, mega dose because of those two for antioxidants and cellular support. And then this is what gives that clarity, that focus, that vitality. Both organic matcha, high grade, high quality, organic moringa combined together where it's not overpowering with the earthy moringa, but it's got that clean, kind of just naturally slightly sweet taste with the matcha. Keto, paleo, gluten-free, dairy-free, non-GMO. We've got, it's third-party tested. So it's got that organic matcha tea. It's got that organic moringa right in it. Easy to use on a daily basis. And then it comes with a recipe guide. So you guys got a link on your resource page. The coaches will post this up right now. It's being released for the first time today for up to 25% off. Up to 25% off. And then it'll come with this guide. And so here's how the Living Goods use it, especially Nurse Living Good. There's the iced matcha collagen latte. Super delicious. Moringa, you could use some of your favorite milk, add in a little bit of collagen. You could even put in a little vanilla if you wanted to, or raw local honey. Just watch your sugar intake. This is the one that gets made in our house every morning. It's just a scoop of that matcha, some hot water, your milk of choice. So faster version is to use hot water in place of the milk. If you want to do a splash of the milk after, you can. And then we usually skip the raw honey because our collagen has stevia, if it's basics, or if it's our plus version, it's got monk fruit already in it. So it's just a scoop of the matcha and plus moringa, scoop of the collagen into hot water. And then if you want to do a splash of the milk on top, fantastic. You've got a bulletproof matcha with fats in it. You've got chocolate matcha. You've got matcha sparkling water, kind of a tea. You've got cinnamon matcha. You've got matcha chocolate mint smoothie. We've got blueberry matcha. And then just the other day, I tried the matcha tea, 1 scoop of this with 1 scoop of our electrolytes. It was like green tea explosion, green tea lemonade. So a scoop of matcha, a scoop of your favorite electrolytes. Fantastic. Huge pick-me-up in the afternoon. It was hard to stop with just 1 glass. It's like lemonade. So you get that when you purchase the matcha. You get that recipe with it. Okay, so this brand new one just being released today, up to 25% off. The matcha plus moringa, and then you get the recipe guide with it. So the link is posted up there for you. There's a limited amount. My guess is this one will sell out. We've been people asking for years of non-coffee drinkers, what can I do? Or maybe you don't like coffee, or maybe you just want an alternative for the afternoon as a pick-me-up with your electrolytes or by itself. A little bit of refocusing, so you don't have to use energy drinks, but you got your moringa in here and your matcha in here. Just like with the coffee, okay? You're getting a huge dose of antioxidants. You can still drink your coffee. You could have this in place of your coffee. It's your choice. I still take my moringa capsules on a daily basis. This is giving me some extra moringa in. And Nurse Living Good. I still do my coffee a lot. She does this a lot more. But when we're starting to use something and do something, it doesn't have any sort of, sometimes coffee can give a little bit of just, it doesn't sit as well in the stomach. And she just prefers that smaller caffeine hit of the matcha plus moringa than versus having coffee. Now, she does a little bit of coffee still, but I drink more coffee myself. And she does a little bit less of it. Prefers the green tea, the antioxidant load up, the beauty, the complexion, and then the support for weight management because it's greasing the wheels. It's oiling up the system to be able to burn up. So on your resource page right here, you've got at the top, we're live right here. You're going to have this recording of this part 1. Below it, you have an entire 2-hour bonus to go into an additional probably 10 to 11 foods that have a lot of research behind them to support GLP-1 production that you can work into your diet and how to work them in. Secondarily, it's going to go through the top 13 foods that will sabotage your fat loss faster than any other. It's literally scientifically proven. These are the worst ones. That is all in your bonus training. So you've got today's part 1. You've got your bonus training. Part 2 is coming next Friday. You've got 25% off the brand new Matcha Plus Moringa. It includes the matcha recipe guide. Team, could we put on there that instead of the milk, you could do hot water? And then you could do a splash of your favorite milk. Can we add that variation to that recipe guide? And then could we also put on there, I'm throwing a little curveball here, we'll get it updated over the coming days. Could we throw on, just because I just tried it, scoop of electrolytes, scoop of matcha, mix them together. Like, we can put it on the recipe guide if you want to, or that's pretty simple for you guys. Maybe we don't need that one on there, but let's, that little bit of variation of, I think it's even easier to use. You can just use hot water. That's it. That's all you really need. And the collagen serves as your creamer. So you could do this on the go really easily. You could still do a splash of cream if you want. If you want to just take the moringa, I just took this morning. 1,000 milligrams of moringa. This is enhancing energy. This is enhancing weight burning up. So that is on discount, 15% off for you guys today. The collagens that we use, this one has a multivitamin in it. So inside of your morning matcha plus moringa, you could get your collagen protein plus you could get a multivitamin. You'd be done for the day right there. It gives you pretty much everything you need. Or you can do our basic version, which is just the collagen. Those are 15% off for you today. This is all on your resource page. You've got free bonus gifts. You want the liver supporting food plan. You want the morning routine, 10-minute workouts, how to get your mind right each day, learn how to implement this type of lifestyle. You can join our next challenge by being a lifestyle member. It's $1 to start a trial to that today. You can download our free app. It tells you what foods in your grocery store, Dr. Living Good approved or not. And then there is a Slimming Superfoods cookbook. Okay, I'm gonna click into this one, Slimming Superfoods cookbook. Everyone has access to this. This is how you take some of the foods we talked about today and some of the foods that are talked about in your bonus training to make recipes. This is a very cool gift for you. Okay, let me download this one so you can see a little bit of an easier way. So this is just very simple. You can download it right on your desktop. Okay, we'll be able to pop this up right here. And let me narrow it down for you a little bit. Slimming Superfoods. So you've got blueberry muffins and smoothie bowls. This is dinner for the Living Good household last night. So simple to make, so delicious. We topped it. We top it with chia seeds. We top it with cacao nibs. We top it with goji berries. We top it with fruits. We can top it with nuts. You can throw in a lot of GLP-1 boosting foods with a smoothie bowl for dinner. And kids eat it with a spoon. They absolutely love smoothie bowl night. They request it. Huge fan favorite. Plenty of different smoothies incorporating them in. You got an Asian salmon chicken smoothie. You've got balsamic chicken, Brussels. Again, you could add asparagus in there, noodles, create your own salads, turkey burgers, zucchinis, pesto, slow-cooked beef stew, shepherd's pie, sauteed veggies, teriyaki chicken, turmeric chicken and broccoli. You pick 3. There's a whole bunch of recipes. This is your guys'. It's right on your page. Very simple to go see right there. So you've got free recipe bonus. You've got the free app to help you identify foods at the grocery store. You've got $1 to join the trial, which gets you into our challenge, into our coaching, which starts live in May, where we implement how to eat all of these things. You've got discounts for your versatile collagen, the basic version, the one with the multivitamin in it, the moringa to help support energy as one of our top GLP-1 foods, or the matcha plus moringa. That comes with a matcha recipe guide, up to 25% off, brand new. This one will sell out quickly over the next week, and then we don't get our next one in until June. So if you want it and want to try it now, now's the time. I'm not joking on that. We've got another production coming of it to source that high grade of the matcha, and then with the moringa, and make sure they're both organic and produce more of it You got the free recipe guide. You've got your bonus 2-hour training to go into 13 foods you should never eat, plus go into depth on more research of an additional 13 foods to help GLP-1 levels naturally. Whew! It's a lot of benefits right there, all on that resource page. So be sure you access it. They've posted the link multiple times. You've got that. Coaches, please post up the link directly to the new Matcha Plus Moringa. Super proud of this one. Happy for it. You can thank Nurse Living Good for driving this one. She's using it on a regular basis to be able to add in when coffee and lots of that isn't giving her as many antioxidants. And she wants to add in antioxidants in her regimen for something that's just better with how she wants to look, how she wants to feel, how she... Hi!
Well, hi. I heard you talking about me.
All the time.
Strategically, I just happened to hear my name and have a latte.
Doesn't surprise me one bit.
Just happened.
Thanks a latte. Look at this thing. Hold that up there for him. This green goodness that you've been putting in your body in the morning. Kind of backed off the coffee routines, a little gentler on your digestive system. But why? Why do you like matcha? Why have you gone down this path and then led to us creating this? You're welcome. You have a husband that just can like, hey, let's just make your own.
I think you got sick of me buying someone else's products. Excuse me.
You liked it, so I'm like, okay, let's go.
I would still have a little coffee just to like...
Yep. Antioxidant dose there, but this is your preferred morning.
Right. It's, for me, I don't know. I feel like it's softer on me. I don't know. I can have more of this. Like, I can't have 2 full cups of coffee. But the other day I
can have 4.
The other day I asked, can I have too much of this? Because he introduced me to the Energize and matcha, and
so
that was good.
This study, I don't know if you were listening to my talk.
I listen.
This one right here actually was 3 to 4 cups in a day. Really enhanced their weight loss up 17% and then helped their insulin resistance by 13%. So you can have more of it. I'm not saying that's the route you have to take, but maybe you're really dialing in for a period of time and you're putting this in for that energy and that thermogenesis, burning of fat all throughout the day. And then like digestive system, clarity, focus, energy.
Yeah, all of it. All of that. I feel it is so much different. Like for coffee, if I have too much, I don't have that. I don't have the clarity. I don't feel as good. I feel more maybe, it doesn't give me the natural energy. It maybe kind of slows me down in a different way.
For me, it's just whoop up, I'm good. But it's not everyone's the same. That's why a lot of you have been asking for tea for years.
And the extra, like I know coffee is researched and super healthy for you, especially the one you make. But the research I couldn't deny anymore either. I'm like, oh, well, I can have this too then. It's so good for you. And the matcha with moringa.
That instant too. I like that. Just
so
scoop
nice.
there, and it's actually better in its instant form because it's the ground up leaves. And then adding that moringa, but we didn't mess up the taste, yeah? So this little drink, this is your little
This is what I make every morning.
Oh man.
Mine's just a scoop of the matcha and moringa,
So
a scoop
sweet.
of the vanilla collagen, and then hot water and a splash of cream. I don't even need the cream. I don't know why I do it. I probably should stop, but
That's hot water, collagen, matcha.
everything.
And the sweetener that's already in the collagen, whether it's basics, that's stevia. Our plus version has the multivitamin in it. That's monk fruit. But it's very sweet, which most people like. You could do it without. You could do the unflavored, non-sweetened version. You could do that too if you like that more earthy taste. For me, I want it sweet. It looks good too. It's obviously working really well, beauty-wise for you.
Oh,
Great for the skin.
I love you so matcha.
Nurse looking good. I love your latte. Well, thanks for the delivery. I mean, you can drink this. It's going to be too hot for me to.
You don't want that?
I do really want it, but it's hard to talk and do that. I need to answer all their questions because they probably have a bunch of them from that whole training we just did.
Okay.
And all those resources guides. Thanks for helping with the recipe guides as well.
Can you make it iced? I do make it iced.
Yes.
If I'm craving another one in the afternoon, I will actually make it iced. I'll just do a little bit of hot water to kind of absorb it and make it more smooth. I'll blend it with a little hand frother.
Right there.
And then I'll pour it over a whole cup of ice, yeah.
that recipe guide comes with when you grab the...
I was going to do Q&A. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead again. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to go enjoy my latte. You just take it from here.
It's about all I can answer. Someone with a recipe.
Yes, your skin looks beautiful, they said. Can you take too much collagen? Absolutely, we can take too much of anything, right? But when you're in that range of 10 to 20 a day is very normal. But even 20 to 30 would be a very normal amount of protein for a meal. So it'll be tough to take too much in a day, but you could even do half scoops of the collagen because it's plenty sweet. And it depends on how big your cup is, right? Like you might not need a full scoop of collagen here, so this is going to last you longer. But you might, you know, if you do the multivitamin version, you're also getting the multivitamin with there spread out throughout the day too.
Okay, I'm going to go.
The Starbucks matcha, way lower quality. You're going to be getting sugars, you're going to be getting additives. So not the same thing with the antioxidant amount. That's a huge part. It's definitely not organic. We're getting herbicides and pesticides. And then we're getting a bunch of additives going on with it where they're actually blending in sugars or artificial sweeteners, artificial preservatives.
And bad milk.
And bad milks. All right, I'm going to answer all
Okay.
these. Thanks for
see you
popping
later.
in.
Well, bye.
Bye. Thanks for making this. Matcha plus moringa. This is living good. Good stuff. All right. Okay. I'm diving in. Let's go through. I'll answer as many questions as I possibly can here in the next half hour. All right. And help out coaches and let me know any like reoccurring ones. And I can touch base on that. So I love her matcha. Get the recipe guide. If you add in your subscription, you can add a subscription. You can purchase it one time. You can any purchase of the matcha is going to get that guide. Let me get back to that page right here. Boom. So any of these. So you got 1 packs, you got a 2-pack, you have a 3-pack option. So there's extra discounts if you're subscribing to multiple. And then you can select your, 30, 60, 90. So you can do a 3-pack that you'll get, and that will every 90 days get it, and you get 25% off. So that would be a wise way of going about it. Maybe there's 2 of you in the household, so you want 2 of those that you'll be using each month, right? And you save 20%. You can also go to one-time purchase, right, and still get a discount. Okay, there's multiple options, but any of those are going to get that free guide. Okay, so those are all on there for you. Yeah, Starbucks adds syrup. I quit having caffeine about 30 years ago. Is there enough caffeine in the matcha to bother someone who hasn't had anything in a while? Cindy, very low amount. I think you'd be very safe with it. A little bit of clear focus and energy. It's naturally occurring caffeine, but you got a little bit of L-theanine, so a lot of focus. Okay. Amy, so excited to try it. Very excited for you to try it too. That, what she just gave, very sweet, very delicious. I can see why she likes it every morning. So matcha, moringa, add in a scoop of collagen, hot water, boom, you're good to go. Splash in some cream if you want. That easy. So does the moringa supplement have the same amount as the matcha? No. The matcha, or the moringa capsules is a high dose of moringa. That's your full 1 gram dose. Really, I'm putting that in as a big supporter for the liver detoxification energy levels. This has a serving of moringa in it at a much lower dose. Okay, 100 milligrams per cup a day, right? So I still use the capsule in the cup, but I also take moringa capsules. Okay, you don't have to. This introduces moringa, lower dose, but introduces it with matcha or with our coffee, and you can use it. Okay. Help out Leslie with accessing the resource page. It is a high culinary grade. High culinary grade. What I mean by that, you can start to tell the quality, the color, the taste. And I went between ceremonial and culinaries. Chose the culinary because it was high culinary grade, high quality there. Tested out, organic, and met those specs. So that's where I landed. The organic and the pureness of it was my biggest criteria. Taste is going to have just like it's like a balance between that bitter with it's just a touch of sweet. If you go like pure green tea, you're going to get into that bitterness. The powder itself is not sweetened. No sweetened. There's 2 ingredients in here. Moringa, matcha, organic, that's it. Moringa, matcha, that's it. You add the collagen protein into this, and then that's where you get that sweetened latte flavor. You can drink it just straight. If you enjoy tea, enjoy a green tea, this would be a delicious instant green tea. But if you like the sweet latte version, grab one of the vanilla collagens and use that. A lot of you have it already. Can you get too many antioxidants? We're not going to get close to that level. You can get too much of anything, right? I don't care what it is. But we're so low on them and so deficient. Just a nice solid dose in the morning, early afternoon, moringa, matcha, it helps that out. The resource page is posted up there multiple times. The resource page is posted up multiple times. Make sure you go to that. That's where all these resources are. And the discounts, the replays. You could add it to an upcoming order, yes. Can you still have the coffee with the moringa, or is it too much moringa? No, because it's 100 milligrams per. Okay, so Nurse Living Good just said it. I do it. Should drink some coffee and have this. So you can do both. Absolutely. There's no coupon code. It's automatically applied when you add it to cart. So any of these, 25% off, takes you to that page. 15% off moringa, collagen vanilla, collagen basics. Those are all auto discounted in your cart. I'm so happy, 2C says. Can you drink matcha when you have Hashimoto's, or hypothyroid? Michelle, absolutely. Every scenario, the sensitivities that I've seen of the autoimmune component of that over time, there is very few, but some people that have a sensitivity to a coffee or to a tea. So we have a protocol as a member, which you can join for $1 trial. It's called a gut reset. And it eliminates some of those foods, takes you through resetting and helping the gut out, and then you add some of those back, one of them being coffee and tea. It is possible that you have a slight sensitivity to it. It's just, I don't know if I've seen tea. I've seen coffee, very rare though. I drink the greens with the collagen every morning. Can I add the matcha? Absolutely. Astaxanthin, another good antioxidant. I have that in my eye support. Use that for antioxidants around the eye specifically. How do you know where to start when you have so many health problems? So I'm going to go to this one right here. Okay, I'm going to scroll down to your free bonus gifts right here. You start with the $1 lifestyle membership trial. This gets you in to you're going to be a member. You're going to get put into a private group. You're going to be walked through an introduction of where we're going to start, and you're going to begin your first challenge in a couple weeks. So it warms you up, gets you familiar, and then we're going to start making lifestyle changes. There's a lot of lifestyle changes to make, which is kind of your point. So sometimes it feels overwhelming at first, but how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a time, one step at a time, you begin to climb. You might be in the valley today, but you just begin and you take a step. But you have an entire group of thousands of people, I'm not overstating that, walking with you up the mountain. And some of them have gone up and come down and come up and come down, and they're right there with you with so much experience, with coaches and me, like a Sherpa, saying, take this path. And you just have to take a step. and you get 1% better today, and 1% better tomorrow, and 1% better the next day, and 1%, and 1%, and 1%, and all of a sudden you start adding those steps together, a 1% improvement every day, 365 days of the year, leaves you 37 times better, 37 times more elevated, 37 times improved compared to that unhealthy version that started in the valley. That's what we teach. 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. You don't have to be better than someone else that's on live right now. You just got to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. Hit the upgrade button. That's what being a member looks like. The kind of support, resources, encouragement, and path changes health of people unlike anything I have seen. I will put it up against anything you've got out there. All the advanced functional medicine and expensive coaches and expensive doctor visits and advanced testing and online testing and all of it. I'll put it against any of them of when I can change the foundational 5 needs that your body requires 4 weeks at a time, month over month over month. It will beat all of those other things because that's a lot of it is info or very advanced or a bunch of blood tests, but you still have to go change. And I've seen so many functional doctors go very depth in testing and things that are wrong, but don't lay out a very simple lifestyle overhaul that's sustainable and keeps you. That's what that trial means. So that one's there. Got a free app to make it easy, puts it all together. You can experience full benefits of your membership inside of there. It's a free app to download. You can get a free grocery store scanner. You can go around the store, scan barcodes, scan ingredient labels to which ones are Dr. Living Good approved, and you got a cookbook. Above that, you've got your collagen discounted, you've got your moringa discounted, you've got your brand new matcha plus moringa while supplies last with the recipe guide. Up above, you've got your masterclasses. Will the training show up in the Living Good Daily app? The training is housed right here in the resource page. Right here in the resource page. Can you use the latte during the fast and not break it? Yes. The recipe guide, where is it once we purchase it? It's either in your account, okay, under your downloads, and in your email, both spots. So when I say in your account, when you purchase, it makes an account for you with Living Good Daily on the store. When you click into that in your account section, it shows recent downloads. I could probably show this to you. It's in the app. It's also in the desktop. So when I just simply clicked into my account, okay, which is in the upper corner, either in your app, on your phone, or on your desktop, this is my customer hub. Okay, it's got all of my history, data, whatever it is. And then downloads. So right here, so this download section, when I click on that, it will show up right here. There's your downloads for things you may have gotten in the past. Also, it's emailed. That's the easier spot. So make sure you put in a good email. Check your spam and your promotional tabs. Tend to go unflavored collagen because the others are too sweet. How can I get a tiny bit of sweetness? Just a tiny bit of collagen. Or you could add in some stevia. You could add in some monk fruit. Excited for the next teaching. Yes, so that's going to be next Friday. We'll do part two of it. Excited for that. And then you've got a whole bonus teaching, 2-hour bonus teaching that's already there for you. Boom, done. So I kept today a little bit tighter. And you can go at your own pace. Milligrams of caffeine per serving. It's going to be between that 30 to 60 mark. That 30 to 60 mark. So it's like a third of what coffee would be. Servings in each bottle, 30 if you're doing a full scoop. Servings in each bottle, 30 if you're doing a full scoop. Thank you, coaches. Sorry for the hiccups on YouTube. We have so many people on. think it's bogging it down a bit. They're updating the recipe guide. Thank you for that. Coaches, let me know any other common questions there. You're welcome, Amy. Absolutely. How do I know if I registered for it, for the replays? I got your message. How I finally found your class. Okay, so Tina, you can just click on the resource page. It's pinned up there, the resource page, and then just drop into that. If it doesn't recognize, if it's your first time on the page, it'll ask you to enter your email. Then you're registered. You'll get replays, you'll get email updates from now to all the way till next week. All the replays of this session, next Friday's session, the bonus session. You get access to all of that. It's a completely free resource. There's a lot on that page to help you on your journey. Monk fruit, just grocery store, look for organic or a non-GMO one. No emails today. Coaches could maybe help you out with that, Barbara. Loving the DLG coffee. Excited to try this for an afternoon boost. Tina, I think that's where it's come in most handy for me, of like just a very simple, because I can't have too much caffeine too late in the day, but just post lunchtime, if I'm dragging a bit, this would be the go-to. And my favorite is electrolytes matcha. So I take like a scoop of our basic electrolytes. The strawberry lemonade was really good, and lemon lime. You could do berry frost as well. And then a scoop of this, it's like green tea lemonade, but now you're getting like the rejuvenating electrolytes, topping up those levels along with a little focus enhancer. But the latte is tasty. Every time she makes it, it just has the look to it as well. You're like, that just looks good. It's like this frothy green. So every time she makes it, I always want to take a sip. Instant coffee right now. Excited to try the instant matcha. This is instant, right? If you want it sweetened, you add collagen to it. That's it. Otherwise, this is just, and that's different from others on the market. Other ingredients on the back says none. I love that. Starbucks doesn't say none. So many of them don't say none. And then the fact that it has the moringa dose in there makes it different than anything else out there. And that both of them are organic. Let's see. Please repost the resource page. Rose needs it. It was just posted. A couple comments above where you posted, Rose. Collagen, you could do anywhere from 1 to 4 servings in a day. I usually stay in the 1 to 2 servings range. Great info, love it. Instant, so fun. So the 10 foods listed today, I don't have them listed out like in a notes format, but that replay is staying right here for you, okay? Let's see if I go all the way back. You go olive oil. Should we try to do them in order? Do you guys remember them in order? Maybe someone took notes, right? They could just give you the fast version. We had green tea, we had moringa, we had mushrooms, we had olive oil, we had asparagus, we had oats, we had ginger, we had turmeric, we had garlic, we had, I got one left? What did I just miss? I'm saying them all in reverse order because I don't have the list right in front of me. The lentils, number 10. Got it. So there you go. I did remember them all. There's your foods, not in the right order. So the fresh turmeric, I like it in tea. Is my favorite way to use it. Juicing it is one of my other favorite ways to use it if you're a juicer. But probably tea. You could scrape some into your food. You just don't normally get enough. I take my omegas plus turmeric. My omegas plus turmeric. Coaches, if you could post up the link to the omegas plus turmeric, it'd be much appreciated. That one, you can take 200 milligrams of turmeric, and it absorbs 40 times or more absorption or greater than powdered turmeric. So by the root turmeric. So there you go. You got it. Love the page and the collagen. Got it so far. You're the best. You're welcome, Tina. So happy to support in multiple different ways. Lemon detox prior to collagen, morning matcha. Yeah, so like the lemon is like think about hydration. So first thing I do when I wake up, it's like I'm reaching for my water bottle, right? If I can add some lemon into that, maybe you want to put some apple cider vinegar into it or even baking soda, that's easy, right? You come out and get a glass of water. Like you need a good 12 to 20 ounces first thing. That's how much you lost while you slept. So that's like just easy. I'm already drinking water anyway, okay? I have it a lot of times in the afternoon, that one. But then I go do my workout, right? I'm a fat burning morning. So I'm getting my high intensity, short duration, getting some sunlight if I can. I don't do a lot of walking in the morning, but sometimes you can do some walking in the morning, but I get my movement in, right? Then I'm cleaning up, right? Taking care of my body, I'll get my supplements in. That's when I reach for my coffee and or matcha. That's the morning, fat burning morning for me. So movement, sunlight. I spend some time mentally as well. So just set the tone of garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out, right? So I'm getting into the word. I'm getting into, which thank you for Wednesday, by the way. Our little London wanted to get baptized. She had that choice at her school in front of her friends with her teachers. Obviously us there, and so she was like, I want to do this in front of everyone and really commit, for a purpose in her life, regardless of your beliefs, just living for something bigger than yourself, right? And she's understanding that as a 9-year-old, and so it's a very special day, and it happens, chapel that they have at their school happens on Wednesday mornings right at that time. So skip the show for good reason, but we are just grateful to have kids living with purpose and realizing there's a lot more to this thing, and there's a reason we're here. And so, yes. So, thanks for allowing me to miss out on Wednesdays. I don't miss many Ask DLG shows unless I'm on family vacay. I take some breaks right throughout the year, but making up for it a little bit right now. I'm excited. Do I need the moringa supplement if I need the coffee and the matcha? You don't have to have it, Deborah. I prefer it. I like that extra dose. I really put a lot of focus on antioxidants. I think we are severely undernourished in them, so I do take the moringa in the morning, and then I have my coffee with moringa or the new matcha with the moringa after that still as well. What turmeric is better? Emulsified turmeric. Emulsified. They'll post the right above where you asked, Julia, you can see the one that I use. I mix it in with omegas, so it's the fats to help the absorption. Lemon water, coffee or tea, all count in water total. Barbara, I count it. There's been, the previous sentiment was that it doesn't add any hydration because it is a diuretic, but you still are putting those liquids into the body. They're just moving through faster. So I think you still want a healthy amount of water and electrolytes in your day, but the coffee and the tea are adding, absolutely. Push it through a little bit faster, but they're still adding. Like your urine color is gonna change when you drink that. So it's still fluid, it's still water going in. So it's not like a null or a negative. Let's see. Yes, that's sweet London. Thanks for all the sweet messages there. So it's just part of us, like I didn't like in my whatever your beliefs are. I love your either way, but that that was a big priority for our family, and very special, makes a dad proud. So yes, priorities straight. Love those living goods. What would be the top 3 recommendations products wise? So Lisa, top of the lists. I would probably go mega turmeric, vitamin D, and then collagen plus multivitamin. Those 3. Just like we're so deficient in vitamin D, we've got to elevate that. It's got to be with K2. In my opinion, it needs to also be with magnesium and zinc to get it in with fat. So that's all in my complex. Omega plus turmeric, battling inflammation is just nonstop in today's world. And then we need nutrients, right? We need, some magnesium. We need B vitamins. That's all in the collagen with clean protein all together in one. So that's my top 3. Can I add this to my already regular subscription? Yep, you certainly can. I see if I can pull that up really quick. Yeah, so right here, if it'll go back. Yeah, so in your customer hub, right, you click on my account, And then you've just got you can manage these, your subscriptions. And so it'll take you into that portal where you can add a new one. You can alter and edit, skip a month, set the frequency, combine your orders, save on shipping. Yeah, that's where you can easily do it. So right in there. Recipe guide is updated already. Wow. And already new in there. So good stuff. I'll play. I'm going to go download it. Let's go download. Nope, I can't right now. I'll do that later. I'll have that ready for next week. So, okay. Let's see. So household recommendations. Yeah, can you post up the Amazon Marketplace? The Amazon Marketplace. These are products I don't make. I got no affiliation with them. But there's just ones that we choose because they're more clean. It's constantly changing. So sometimes you'll catch one of like, hey, that's not approved. I'm like, well, I know, it's tough. So I put it up there to get you 90% of the way there. There's just sometimes formulas change, or a company will change your listing on Amazon. It's like, well, that's a completely different product. That's not the one we approved. Happens regularly. But we try to keep up with it. Coaches try to keep up with it. And if you see something that seems off, you can ask and they'll straighten it out. How do you put the matcha, I think, in my description for next shipment date? Take advantage of the discount. Christy, coaches, maybe you can help out Christy. Cold pressed avocado oil, not as much of the oleic acid. Oh, I really like it. I like coconut, I like avocado, and I like olive. So incorporate some olive in if you want a little bit of extra fat burning. But all three of them, I think, are excellent choices. Okay. Glycine, glycine is in our collagen protein powder, lots of it. So it's a precursor for glutathione. Also really good for the gut. It's in my GI support. It is also in my liver support. So I use those 3 different ways. Okay. Coaches, thanks for backing me up in the back end. I would highly encourage you, if you haven't yet, get on the resource page. This is where all the replays are going to be. So this page right here is Slimming Superfoods. Post this link one more time, Facebook, YouTube, and come on into the live room. This is where we have seen the training today, the chat, answered questions, and this is where you got your replays. So this replay will be edited and put right here. Next week is going to be the second day, next Friday. And then we have a bonus training already there for you. 2 hours of extra 13 foods to not eat, 13 foods you can focus on, including extras that we did not talk about today, all right there waiting for you. Got 25% off the brand new matcha plus moringa. We've got instant tea for you, instant green tea, high levels of antioxidants, both organic, no other ingredients. It comes with a matcha recipe guide, delicious. 15% off the moringa if you just want to focus on that. 15% off collagens as well, and you've got free gifts. Put it all together. Start fixing your lifestyle. You can become a member for $1 today and join our next challenge and start working with our coaches. You've got the Living Good Daily app you can download for free for Google or Apple. And you've got your Slimming Superfoods cookbook, whole little mini cookbook you can download, and a couple video resources below that. So check these out. The resource page has it all. Had a lot of fun today. Day 1 of the Slimming Superfoods Masterclass, and what an exciting release of the Matcha Plus Moringa. I hope you love it as much as Nurse Living Good loves it. And I'm going to be back next week. We'll do a Wednesday Ask DLG show, and then a Friday part 2 of the Slimming Superfoods. So go make it a great weekend. Catch those replays, share it with others that you love. You might as well make it a great weekend. You're never going to get it back. All right, peeps. Thanks for being with today. Excited for next week. Have a great weekend. See ya.